Hi, it's Hayden Bennett, and I'm here with Ryan McMahon at Commercial Property Group. Ryan and myself have successfully sold a strata complex of 109A Bonds Road at Riverwood. This property's been managed by the group for the past 15 years by a very valued client of ours. They came to us with a proposition to look to maximise the value out of the property by putting it to market. Because it was 10 units all owned by one ownership, we were able to do a promotion campaign by expressions of interest to promote it to be sold in one line or separately. Now, in the one line process, Ryan and I analysed the numbers and worked out that the numbers in terms of one line sale were just not going to provide the right value for our vendor. So Ryan and I decided with the owner that we would start the process on the sell down individual basis.
Yep.
Ryan basically handpicked all of the individual 10 sales. We had a price targeting of around 1.2 million.
Yep.
Which would have collectively given our owner about $12 million in total realisation. We've turned the lights out. We've sold all 10. The process took us about 6 months. Ryan, in that campaign, from your point of view, speed in which the deals were done, buyer settlement,
Yep.
What was your overview of the market?
Look, most of the deals were done really quickly. We sold 9 units within 4 months, and then it just took us an additional 3 to sell the last unit because it had a low return. So most of the units were rented for about $40,000 a year, which was about $39,000 a year net. There was only 3 units where you could move into straight away, and we sold those to owner occupiers. The other units were all sold to investors.
Very
so
good.
That was a bit of the makeup.
Well done. So what was our total sellout?
11.7 million.
Amazing result. Vendor listened to our advice. We are so thrilled that we're able to get them the outcome that they deserved. And Ryan, again, congratulations to you, mate, on 10 phenomenal sales. We've retained some managements there on those clients as well.
Yep. We've already started releasing, but it was pretty interesting to see because we did offer the opportunity to market one person to buy it all in one line as investors or to be sold individually. And these were prices in Riverwood. The average rate was $5,500 per square metre on the sale. That had never been done before. So it was interesting to see. We offered it to the market in one line. Those inquiries that came through, which were maybe 10% of the total 439 people that we received to buy it all together, were maybe at $8 to $9 million max, which is like a 4.5% cap rate, versus when we decided to sell it individually, although it was more work, we were selling the units at a 3.5% net return for $1,150,000 to $1.2 million on those units.
And that's circa 9 million across the board of over 2,000 metres. You're talking $4,500 a metre.
Correct.
Like by the time you look today at land acquisition cost, construction cost, at that level, you can't even replace it for that. So that's where I suppose the individual sell down has been able to then demonstrate in excess of $5,500 a metre, maximising the realisation. Giving the market what it deserves, 10 individual individual titles, because obviously very limited supply. And in that campaign, would it be fair to say we had like over 450 inquiries?
Yeah, 439 total inquiries.
Like I think that's a huge level of depth in the market of active buyers, whether they're investors or owner occupiers, and just along that M5 corridor, real growth corridor. And as you said, with Riverwood, like you've basically set a new benchmark in rate per metre land.
Totally. Yeah, and it was just really encouraging that both Hayden and myself could advise the clients correctly. They weren't sure if they should sell it, the first unit individually, because they were like, look, if we sell this one, will we get the same price for the rest? Or should we wait to sell it all in one line? We told them we think we could sell it all together, and in doing so, we got them the result that they wanted. And
I think that was the key to doing that trigger process, was getting the best price to start that process. And we're able to sell 2 units simultaneously at 1.2 million, which then kick-started the whole process, where the owner took comfort in knowing that they'd executed a sale price at the right level, and they were able to obviously say, well, right, we're setting the benchmark, because setting that benchmark is critical. And then at least from a sales point of view, it's easy to speak to the market and be engaged with the market to say, hey, unit 1, 2 and 3 have already sold at this level. This is why it's worth 1.2 million. So mate, congratulations. Thank you all for listening. And as we always say, reach out to Ryan McMahon, Hayden Bennett, or anyone of the team here at CPG, as we are your local expert commercial industrial agents.